A few months ago, I was scrolling on YouTube and I came across a video that completely changed the way I think about robotics. It was an industrial painting robot, but not just painting, it was copying the exact movement of a human, repeating them over and over. That idea completely fascinated me. Think about it, you work in a factory and you have 1,000 chairs to paint. With this system, you just show the robot how to paint one chair and it handles the rest, 999 chairs. I really wanted to explain what it feels to control such a system, but huge problem, I don't have a 3D printer, nor CNC machining. So I decided to build it from scratch. No CNC machining, no 3D printing, just PVC pad and a lot of patience. Are you ready? Let's get started. First, let's start with the slave arm. I start by cutting off the main structure of the robotic arm from PVC sheet. Then I use this round-based Bluetooth speaker casing to build the bottom part of the robotic arm. Inside the base, I fit the first servo motor. This one handles the full rotation of the robotic arm. Everything is secured tightly to ensure there is no play in the structure. For the base arm, I'm using this 30 kg servo motor as it has enough torque to carry the weight of the robotic arm without struggling. Moving on to the upper arm, I align the upper arm with the servo motor horn and secure it firmly into place. That said, I repeat the same operation with the lower arm. At the end of the arm, I mount a smaller servo motor, the SG90. This servo motor doesn't need much torque since it only handles the painting tool. The tool itself is very light and requires minimal force for its control. For this demonstration, I use a simple pen to represent the painting tool. Finally, cable management. I use this PVC U-shaped tube to route all the servo wires along the arm. Then, I use zip ties to bundle every wire together and keep it clean. Now, let's move on to the master arm. Just like the slave arm, I started by cutting the main structure from a PVC sheet. I then placed the first potentiometer at the base in the exact same position as the servo motor in the master arm. I then tied it firmly in place. I also add the top part of the base. In fact, the master arm follows the exact same structure as the slave arm. The only difference is that every servo motor is replaced by a potentiometer. Same positions, same joints, just different components. Finally, I add a 90-degree angle bracket and add the last potentiometer. This one controls the movement of the end effector. And just like that, the master arm is completed. Everything moves smoothly and precisely. Now, let's move to the rotating platform. I actually used a spinning cake turntable as rotating platform, as it is much more easier to attach a servo motor beneath it. With the master, the slave, and the rotating platform all set up, it's time to move on to the wiring phase. Here's the circuit diagram I used for the wiring. You can find a link to it in the video description below. The potentiometer controls the platform, the button to start and stop saving, and the switch to choose between record mode and playback mode. The whole setup is powered with a 12-volt battery. I also used 2 step-down module and an ESP32 board. Well, the wiring part set, we can now move on to the programming part. First, unplug the ESP32 from the prototype board. I'm using a USB Type-C cable connected directly to the computer. Open Arduino IDE and upload the code. You can have a link to the code in the video description below. Once the upload is done, unplug the ESP32 from the computer and plug it back into the prototype board. Close everything up, and that's it, the robot is ready. All what's left is that you click the subscribe button. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe. After all the work, it's finally time to test the robot.